today's episode of Stories That Resonate, we are bringing to you more than just the tale of success. It's the story of strength, belief in yourself, and a steady persistence that changes their lives. Today, we have our guest, Shinam Azad, a woman who has won many hearts, an entrepreneur, a travel company owner, a makeup artist, a designer, and now UMB Miss India 2024 runner-up. More than just the title, it's about the journey and the spirit that stands out. I welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Hi, how are you doing?
Very well. How are you?
I'm very fine. So how do you like our university? Do you like the vibe here?
Yes, of course. I'm amazed to see the view here. Like the more than academics, you're doing a lot of more things here for the students, and I believe the students are blessed to be here.
Yes.
Like if I had an opportunity to study here, I would definitely be on cloud nine, like seeing the ambience, the atmosphere here, and like everything is so amazing.
So first of all, I'm very amazed to know that you do so much of jobs like being an artist, like a makeup artist, a designer, and owning a company. So how do you manage it all? How do you balance your life?
Actually, it is all about curiosity. I'm running multiple ventures, but I never like staying idle. I cannot sit free. My mind keeps on running every time here and there. So when I'm sitting idle, I feel like I have to do this, I have to do that, and I don't even take days off because I don't like that. I want hustle in my life. This is what keeps me thriving, growing, and this is where I have come so long just because of my business only. So this business helps me, growing every day, learning new things every day. So it is amazing, and it is obviously time management. So I have to manage that all. I'm doing makeup, I'm into real estate, I'm doing design, into travel or anything like that, and even into modeling.
Right.
So I am like flexible for everything. So. It's amazing.
Also, as we were discussing that you moved from a small village to Chandigarh, and it was one of the biggest decisions anyone would have thought of. So how is that, and what motivated you to take that decision?
Yeah, like coming from a small village of Shimla, Kotkhai, my village is known by the name of Chetla. We have apple orchards there. My father is an orchardist. So I've seen a lot of people working hard there, like, coming down from the hills with those heavy bags on their back and carrying a lot of strength on themselves. And it is very difficult, staying in the hills and working hard. So I see, if I talk about the laborers, we have Nepalis coming all the way from Nepal just, to pack the apples, plug them, carry them and all that. So I see there's a lot of hard work. So I also felt that when these people can do, I can also do something big. So staying connected to my grounds is like what I really appreciate, like the culture I come from, the community I come from. They're very religious people and they're very interconnected to each other. So hard work was not an option, it was a choice. So I made that, and being from like Himachal, we also have a trend of like people coming from Himachal and studying in Chandigarh, Shimla and all that. So I also did that, and then I started here again.
So I would really want you to tell us step by step. So what was the first thing that you started? Like how, after coming to Chandigarh, what was the first thing?
The first thing that I started was like earlier I did a job. I was into an NBFC, non-banking financial services. I did a job and I was really earning 15,000 a month. That was not enough. But then one of my friends told me that I'm very good at makeup. Like at a very young age I started doing makeup. I like to apply a liner, blush, lipsticks and all that, curl my hair, straighten my hair and all that. So she told me that you should do something for yourself, like you build an Instagram page and then you can get clients. I said, no, I don't think so, it will really work. But then I did her makeup and I did her friend's makeup. Then some people approached me from my village also because they were very fond of me. Like I was staying in Chandigarh, so that was a big thing for them, that she's in Chandigarh and she'll come from there and she'll do your makeup. And it was a proud moment for me also. So I did that also for my villagers, also for my friends. And then I started posting, and then I got leads, and I started working as a makeup artist and doing freelancing, and it was amazing. So that was the very first thing I did, and then I skipped my job just because I was earning too good, and not about earning also. I was like, enjoying that work because it was my passion. I really loved what I did. So even if I went to the job, like I was like, I used to take too much of offs. I didn't like going 9 to 5, 9 to 7. That was not my thing, and I was not made for that. Definitely not for that.
So as you mentioned that your friends convinced you to do so. So you have always like good bunch of friends, or you have some friendship heartbreaks or something like that?
Yes, of course, I had a good bunch of friends also, but yes, I had heartbreaks also. If I talk about today, I don't have many friends with me now. Those friends who inspired me someday are not not there with me currently, but then I had a lot of heartbreaks, setbacks and all, and that is why I've came so far, because I realized at one point of time that uh, you have to stand by yourself. Nobody will be there with you all the time in the negative times. Nobody supports you. So I've seen that personally, and that is why I'm
Very disheartening.
Yes, of course, and this is what keeps me growing, thriving. You have to stand by yourself. You have to turn your pain into power. You have to work for yourself. Nobody encourages you for that.
Absolutely, you have to stand up for yourself. You are the only one that wants your growth. So I would really want you to tell us about your designing business that you started for your Himachal community that you designed.
Yeah, so like when I was into makeup, I thought like I was good into designing also. I used to wear very different kind of suits, like I used to design them. So you get suits from market also, but then I used to design, I used to make combinations. So again, people told me that you're very good at this, you should try something different. So what I did, we have head scarves in Himachal, we call it dhatu. So that is a traditional wear. So all the ladies, females wear them, and we have to wear them all the time, like it is mandatory when we go to Himachal. Not the girls, but the females, like the mothers and all, grandmothers, they wear them. Even females, kids do wear them. It's a choice. So I designed them, like I did hand embroidery on them myself, and then I started, putting up on Instagram. So I named my Instagram page by the name of label Shinam Azad. Also because I felt I am a brand, I can do something, so I built it myself. So I started selling that, and I got very good response, and I believe I was the first woman that time who designed dhatus in a very different way, because we had embroidered dhatus earlier also, but those were like the we used to call them tailory dhatu. So that had some different kind of embroidery.
So you had brought something new.
Yeah, so that was very new in the market, and then I started getting orders from the local village shops there, and they said that we'll take your pieces, and if we like them, then we'll give you orders again, and that went really well.
So during this designing business, and when you started designing these dhatus, the headscarf you told, so did you face any difficulty? Like it was easy for you to just design, or it was natural, or you had to learn something?
No, I did not had to learn anything, because I was very good with art and craft, waste management, and this embroidery, makeup and all. So I was very good at designing, So my skills were very fine, but the challenge I faced that time was of selling them. So for having said that, like I started from Instagram, but that always Instagram does not give you that market. So definitely it was challenging, because the prices I started was like I was selling them for 600 each. Earlier we used to get dhatus for 100 rupees each, so that was a quite huge difference. But those dhatus were like basic cotton prints and all that, just a picot around them, and that's all. But what I gave them was like really, the price was also not too much according to me, because what efforts I have put in, like giving the laces all around the corners, and then designing it, and then doing the embroidery, then packing and sending them, and giving them a fine fabric. That was the most thing, and I only earned 50 rupees a dhatu. That was not too much, because just because I started, and later I increased the price, so I made it 700. But people were like, yaar yahan pe to 100 rupees ka milta hai, and you are selling it for 600. So I used to tell them that see the difference, and people also saw the difference. It took time to adjust with the new designs, but then it was good.
That's a great thing to do, ma'am, and obviously designing requires a lot of creativity. So when you were designing these headscarves, so how did your family react to it? Were they happy? Were they nervous? And were they excited?
See, my parents have been very supportive from the day one. Like either if I ask them, like I want to do job, they tell me like it's up to you. You want to do your job, you want to do your business, it's all on you. You have chosen your independent life, you do whatever you want. But they have supported me always. And even my brother, like he treats me like brother only. He doesn't treat me like a sister, so he's very supportive. And my parents also, they're like, you have chosen your life, you do whatever you want to do. And obviously I've not disappointed them any time in life. Like maybe there are little disappointments, but then everything was like they said ki, theek hai yaar, if you like it, you are up to it, you are passionate about things, so you go for it.
So they're always your support system.
Yes, they never stopped me from anything.
And ma'am, this is the studio of our fashion department. These all the pieces are made by our students, and they present it in various events.
Okay, yeah, I've heard a lot about Chitkara Fashion School, and that's really nice, and amazed. Like, hi girls, how are you doing? So I don't know if you know me. I'm Shinam Azad, and I am also into design segment. I'm a makeup artist and like into real estate, and UMB Miss India first runner-up also.
So, ma'am, now I would really want you to enlighten us about your journey to the pageant, Miss India 2024 runner-up. I would really want you to tell us in detail how did you go there and how was the journey there?
Yeah, so like actually I was into modeling earlier. I worked as a freelancer model also. So being there, like I did a lot of shoots and all. Then I just saw like there are some campaigns running on for Miss India. So I clicked on that and I filled a form, and where I was called for the audition also in Delhi. So I went that there through UMB.
Okay.
So the auditions were in Delhi, and I did that. The audition was like it was the first time for me, because I had never thought of that I'll go in a pageant. That was not my dream, of course, and I never like thought of that I'll be doing this in a higher level, higher stage, bigger stage. So that was like quite a different change for me as well. But then I did that. So I got selected in the audition. This was the first time when I went, and telling you that. I have won the pageant, but the second time, not the first time. So that was my failure, and that is what I believe is that your failure is the first step towards success. So that's what keeps me thriving. Also, like you grow when you fail. So I participated second time also, and then they were like grooming classes. They gave us grooming classes. It was a duration of like 5-6 months. Earlier we were trained online, and then we had to go to the to the venue where they called us. Like we had to stay there for 6, 7, 8 days, and they used to train us like vocal training and the walk training, the choreography and all that.
Was it tiring or was it very exciting that one should do?
It is tiring, plus it is exciting also. I wouldn't say that I felt like I'm on a girls trip.
Okay.
I felt like that because I have never been like very far away from home all alone. But then this was the first time I connected with people from different states. So it was a wholesome, very great experience, like staying with 3-4 roomies, and then staying with hundreds of people, and then learning together, dancing together, learning that choreography. And we used to be on our heels from 6 in the morning till midnight 12. So, and the heels were 5 inches, can you believe? So we were not even allowed to open that you cannot open it. And then we had to rush for food also, just a 5 minutes break, go fast, come fast. And even if anybody was late, they used to lock up the room that you won't be coming now. So that was counted. And also I thought that pageants are like really easy, like they see your beauty, they see your walk, and it's done. And that is where first time when I went, I failed, because I just thought that pageant is all about this. But there I got to know, no, it is not about that. It is about your confidence, how you are as a person, how you represent yourself in the community, what changes you can bring, and how you stand up by yourself. So how that's how it works. So pageants is not about beauty only, it is beauty with brains plus a lot of things.
As you just mentioned, you shared room with 3 to 4 girls, right?
Yeah.
So it might be there might be some difficulties in doing that.
Yes,
so did you face any?
Yes, of course. Now, if I tell you, like staying in Chandigarh, it's been like 15 years I'm staying in Chandigarh and all alone, independent. So I have never stayed with like third persons like this and sharing rooms with them, sharing everything with them.
Your privacy is hindered.
Yeah, exactly. So it was very challenging when I entered the room and I got to know that there are 3 more people with me. So I was like very shocked. I was like even maybe I thought of crying also, like why did this happen? I thought like we'll be 2, that will be fine, or maybe we'll be single only. But then there I got to know that will be 3 or 4 of us. So that was quite hectic and challenging also, because the timings were same for everybody. Aisa nahi tha that this girl will come late, you'll come early or something like that. So we all had to get ready by the same time. So you had to fight for yourself. You have to get up early. You'll have to do it. Just first come first basis, basically. So we had to do that also, and there were a lot of different challenges. Walking on the heels, then tripping over the heels, and then some things get misplaced. A lot of things happen.
Living with girls is fun, but it also has some difficulties.
Yes, there are drawbacks. Yeah.
Okay, so now I would really want you to just tell us about, for example, you are in this modern industry, the glam industry, but you are still managing your businesses, like the travel company ownership and the one more business that you have just started an year ago. Please tell us about that.
Yeah, see, going in a pageant was, I told you, it was not like a fantasy that I want to be a model and something like that. I just went there for, for my confidence, you can say. like because I want to bring some new changes and
So was
challenges.
that the plan you already had in your mind, or was that just a coincidence?
Coincidence. It was a coincidence that I came across a pageant and I participated. So I just went there for self growth. I never dreamt of that I'll win, I'll bring the crown back home. No, the first time also and the second time also when I went, I did not went for that. But yes, I promised myself that if I work hard, I can definitely reach there. I can get the crown back home. So that was just a thing. I did it for myself, for my community, for my people, for my family, that I want a platform where people recognize me, that I've made an achievement. So that was the thing. But then my businesses are what that keeps me, thriving every day. That's my daily routine. I cannot forget that. So even if I get an opportunity in the pageant that I have to go internationally, I have to participate, I'll definitely go, but I won't leave my business behind. Because that is where I come from, that is what represents me. I am a brand and I've built that and I've made that.
Okay, so how did you start your this travel company that you own right now? How did you start that?
Yeah, actually earlier during COVID, I left my this makeup thing. Not also left, but I was not getting a lot of bookings. So that was very low income source that time, and also a lot of makeup artists boomed up after COVID. Every third house has a makeup artist, every third house has a designer or something, and I felt no, you have to do something else also if you want to stay in Chandigarh and cope up with the expenses, because I made a rule after some time that I won't take a single penny from my parents.
You need to have a living.
Exactly. So, and my lifestyle was I used to drive a huge XUV and then a lot of things. I used to stay in a flat. I used to cater people at my home, friends, families, and every relatives and all that. So then I started working. I worked in a travel company. I worked in immigration sectors also. Then I left those travel company and again switched to another companies and all that. And then somebody, from my family also was doing the same thing.
Okay.
So they suggested me that you should do, start with this also if you know. And then I saw that I have skills. Recently I left a travel company. Okay. So I worked there with them, and then I got to know that I can do it myself also. Why work for others?
Right.
So I got that opportunity and I did that and I grabbed that, and I'm doing freelancing in that as well now.
Okay. Also, please tell us about your other business, the real estate one.
Yeah, for real estate, I'm known as by the Lady of Luxury Homes, and that is the name. I chose a very different name because if I tell you, walking in heels is really easy than walking in a room that has males full of real estate agents.
Right.
So that's quite difficult. So I wanted to make a identity of my own, people recognize me from a different name in the reality sector, because if you see real estate there are agents whose names is this reality, this properties, this that, so I wanted to create something
You
different.
have always treated you as your brand, and you wanted.
So I wanted see, my businesses are all the businesses are from my name only. So I wanted that Lady of Luxury Home should be me only.
Okay.
It should represent me as a person.
Such an innovative name.
Exactly, so it is innovative. So also I thought of stepping into luxury segment first.
Okay.
So luxury was the thing I thought of, and yes, it went well. It's been almost a year I'm into real estate, and I have good clients also. It is very challenging at the same time, because the agents, so-called agents, if I tell you, the male agents, they what do I say? I'm not getting the correct word for them, but they underestimate you somehow. They don't treat you very nicely also, and even they treat you very free to go. I'm okay with anything. I'll hang around with them. I'll chill with them and all that. But I'm quite a different person. So I'm a workaholic. I like hassles in my life. I don't take days off. I like work in my life, but I'm not meant to hang around with men's around like this only.
So what's the one time pass or stuff you do to relax your body, relax your mind, and get a break from the work?
Yeah, first thing I would say is going back to my hometown. I live in heaven. If you see the location where I come from, it is Jannat. I'll call it Jannat. So first thing, if I get time, if I have holidays, if I just think that I don't want to work, I need a break, so I go to my hometown, because that's really peaceful, away from the city life, and it is very relaxing. Mother cooking food for you, because here I have to cook myself. I don't have any domestic help. I'm doing it on my own. So that is first thing is that, and secondly, I like to go to some water bodies, or maybe to uphills to Kasauli or something like that, or maybe a drive, or sometimes a spa would help me.
Okay, so now we have a fun segment. It's called This or That. In this segment, I'll be giving you two words, two options, and you have to choose one.
Is it mandatory to choose one?
Yeah, you have to.
Okay, nice.
Okay, so Chandigarh or Himachal?
Cannot choose one.
You have to.
But I cannot. Like Chandigarh is where I started from, Himachal is where I come from. So both are like very.
So if you would have to live, your life throughout, so where it would be?
Obviously Chandigarh.
Uh, Makeup or entrepreneurship?
Entrepreneurship.
Heels or sneakers?
Heels.
Not Snickers?
Not really, but I'm from the hills, but I can carry sneakers too. But then the profession that I come from allows me to wear more of heels.
Okay. A morning person or a night person?
Morning person.
And you don't like waking up at nights and working for long?
Of course, that I do, but then I like, starting early and then you go off to bed early. So that's my vision.
Okay. Text or calls? What do you prefer? Like,
Calls, obviously.
you don't like texting?
I do like, but then there's a communication gap. The client, sorry, using the word client, but I am into business, so I just can tell you that ways. So there's a communication gap, what I text and what others read is very different. So I believe a call is mandatory.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was lovely talking to you. You are such an inspiration and you motivated me so much. Any last message that you would like to give to our students?
Thank you so much, and thank you for this honor for inviting me here. And of course, a message that I would like to give to the students here, like nowadays we have a lot of opportunities, we have a lot of resources, we know our passion, So when I started, there was nothing. I started from scratch and I started from my own. There was no like such support, that there were no Instagram that time, there were no marketing strategies that time, but now I believe that you identify your passion, you identify what you are good with, work with whatever you can, and like obviously as I told, that hard work is not a option, it is a choice. So you have to make choices in life, and that you should choose that. Channelize your energy into good things, make your forte and you work on that, and that's all I would like to say. We have a lot of things now, we can start from anything, from anywhere. Our hobbies turn into passion, passion turns into business, and that's like the mentality have changed now. So I believe that you should, know yourself, you should know your worth, and you should obviously work hard. Success doesn't come sleeping.